We've got
we already planned out the whole season amongst ourselves.
Mapped out for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hi out, guys.
We've even got a spin-off.
That's right. There's a Bear spin-off coming.
Yeah, when Bear is the only one that survives the next 13 episodes.
We're in talks with his agents. He's driving a very, very hard deal. I have a question. My first question is, the last two seasons have ended pretty darkly. This last one particularly, like at least last season when it ended, I was like, okay, we're going to come back and we're going to win. This season when it ended, I was just wanted to cry. Like, so my question is, how do effective storytelling? Yeah. So how do we come back from that? How do you give us a little bit of hope coming back into the new season?
I think we know these guys well enough at this point in terms of their characters on the show. These guys are never, down but not out. You never count them out. And the odds that they're up against now fairly significant. Kind of a deity at this point who opposes them, but I'm sure they got some tricks up their sleeve yet.
Can we talk a little bit about the arc of the series in terms of surveillance? Because it started out as being really about the problem of surveillance and AI, and now in this season it's really become about political corruption. I mean, yes, we're looking at surveillance, but we're also looking at throwing elections and thinking about how this is affecting us politically. Is that because you sense a shift in what people are afraid of? Like maybe they're less afraid of surveillance and more afraid of political corruption?
People brought that up a lot to me about the surveillance, and a lot of shows have tried to jump in on that action. They saw it way ahead of the time, Jonah. They saw it long before it all happened. But what he does that none of them are getting is the relevant and irrelevant ones. This is about whether or not whatever's going on, whether you see people as individuals, groups, or whatever Caviezel. That's the difference between Samaritan and the machine and our machine. The fascist machine, the Samaritan sees us as a means to an end. These people are being used to keep us alive. That's it. And the machine doesn't see us as a commodity. The queen is as important as the pawn. And so there is, you're more invested in this show than just the flat out people continuing with technology. They use that as the backplane, but it's still the love of the characters and the dilemmas that they have to deal with, whether or not we should knock off a POI, allow that to occur because we've got 10 over here, and the moral dilemma between how he sees it and how I see it, which would cause for huge trouble.
So Finch has really changed a lot in his kind of relationship with the machine, culminating in that last moment where the machine is dying or running on AA batteries, so we say. Can you address that? Kind of what has been your feeling with that? Do you like where it's going? Where do you think we're going to see it go in the future, assuming the Finch machine is still alive?
You're right, and I think it's interesting. I think Finch, despite himself, is drifting toward giving the machine a kind of personhood or sentience. As much as he's always trying to draw the line between tools and humans, the line's kind of blurry now. Blurrier than I think he thought until that moment came upon him. So he has that to puzzle on as we move forward. And my guess is that, well, I don't know. I think that business of the personhood of the machine, I think will get looked at again.
So the machine that's in that suitcase, will it be the machine? Could something have happened to it when it went in there?
The way we talked about in the room is if it was a strand of DNA, you're going to have to kind of, find a way to kind of rebuild out of the sort of essence of the thing, not the thing itself. So the early part of the season will involve assuming these guys make it, because it looks pretty dire. But assuming they make it, there's a fresh challenge for Finch and Root in particular to figure out how to rebuild the machine exactly. Given an opportunity, if you could make God over again, would you make it a wrathful God? Would you Old Testament? How much Old Testament or New Testament would you dial into? They get an opportunity to argue that out a little bit at the beginning of the season as they try to put this thing back together again. To point it back to Emily's question, I think we've always wanted to consider the question of artificial intelligence and surveillance. I think the two things have always been bound kind of hand in hand. We wanted to sort of watch that question in action season to season. So the sort of first blush of, okay, here's the power of this thing, and then you watch with now two of them, there's sort of an ecosystem that gets to develop, how they compete with one another. And the really interesting part of the show has always been about is how we interact with them. I got a lot of love for robots, doing a whole other show about robots, but the way we've always seen AI in this world, it always made more sense to me that we were the robots, right? That we would wind up working at their behest. That your phones, for now, we ask our phone questions, but every year the creep changes a little bit towards your phone telling you what to do. For now, it's your calendar telling you where to go, but then maybe it's suggesting a restaurant, and the sort of tide turns a little bit. How that interacts with our political system, how that interacts with is something we're fascinated by. A story a couple of days ago about the hack of an ongoing hack that's happened for years of the U.S. government system that changed the security clearance applications. If anyone here has ever done a security clearance application, it's everything. It's your whole life. It's all your friends, all your relatives, whether you did drugs, you fill that application out with the belief that the U.S. government will protect that document as carefully as well. All of them. The Chinese government has all of them. All of those applications. 15 years. Or presumably the people who have the most sensitive jobs in our government. So you start thinking about the ability of these systems, the automated the ability of the data to push back on us in the form of corruption and control. And that's something we're very, very interested in with this season.
Last question for Neil Smith.
I have a question about this, along that line, the question of the balance between surveillance and its misuse. And we're living that right now with how much surveillance is enough to put tags on the bad guys, and how much is too much for us to live our lives.
I just heard this thing the other day, wrong is wrong, even if everybody's wrong. Right is right, even if nobody's right.
That's interesting.
Can I ask one quick question, which is, Reese is kind of attached himself to Iris, and I wanted to know what you thought of the character, how he sees that relationship versus Carter versus Jessica. How does he put that in his head?
In what relationship?
With Iris. What kind of emotion is he attaching to Iris in comparison to the other two relationships?
I think you go back to Jessica, the possibility that he could have a real relationship. Second one, Carter missed it. And it was great to hear that.
You blew that one.
Yeah. I really had no say in the matter.
I think one of the questions, we look at this season as, this might be our last season. We hope not, but it might be, and so we're riding in that direction. We promised from the beginning with the pilot that this would probably end badly for many of our characters, but felt the hope along the way that maybe there'd be some redemption, maybe there'd be a shot of a normal life, and I think that tension will carry through the season. Which of these guys makes that alive?
We only
5 of them. You guys, let us know.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.